CM Punk to sow the seeds for his WrestleMania match against Seth Rollins tonight? Exploring potential surprise on WWE RAW. This past weekend at Survivor Series, WarGames 2024, CM Punk teamed up with the Roman Reigns-led Original Bloodline. They defeated Solo Sikoa and his version of the stable in a WarGames match. While there was certainly some friction between Punk and Reigns heading into the contest, they seemingly reconciled to get the win for the OG Bloodline. Heading into Raw tonight, and with the road to WrestleMania 41 inching closer, Punk could sow the seeds for his potential match against Seth Rollins. The pair seemed destined to have a match at this year's show of shows until CM Punk picked up an injury at Royal Rumble, forcing WWE to pivot creatively. Tonight on Raw, Punk could praise Roman Reigns, garnering an adverse reaction from Rollins. The Visionary could show up and express hatred for both the OTC and the Second City Saint. Rollins has been critical of Punk since he made his return to WWE last year. With the best in the world seemingly forming a bond with Reigns, the Revolutionary might be chomping at the bit to finally get his hands on the former AEW World Champion. Former WWE Champion praises CM Punk and the OG Bloodline's performance. WarGames is certainly one of the most brutal and difficult matches in WWE. The bout can change superstars' careers due to its violent nature. On Survivor Series, WarGames post-show, Big E praised CM Punk and the OG Bloodline for putting on an incredible performance inside WarGames. I almost shed a tear seeing that beautiful moment. It was really beautiful, seeing 5 living legends all put their bodies on the line. I thought it was an incredible, explosive main event. They really solidified themselves as the true Bloodline. I really want to talk about the highlights of this night, but I also want to know about this favor. I keep getting stuck on this favor. But those men put on an incredible performance here tonight. Fans can expect to hear more from Big E on Raw tonight, as WWE will be celebrating 10 years of the New Day. WWE Survivor Series 2024 was entirely built around the men's WarGames main event that pitted Roman Reigns' squad against Solo Sikoa's Bloodline. And, ultimately, the bout delivered. Everyone involved, including Paul Heyman at ringside, did an exceptional job of telling a compelling story that kept the crowd engaged throughout. For as satisfying as Reigns' victory was, it was equally effective in leaving fans looking forward to what's next for him, his teammates, and his opponents. CM Punk and Seth Rollins are among the main names in that conversation for the respective roles they had on the road to WarGames. Punk clarified on last Friday's SmackDown that he only agreed to help the original tribal chief in his war with the Bloodline because of his ties to their mutual associate, Heyman. The best in the world was also promised a favor from the Wiseman that will surely come back into play before long. Likewise, the ramifications of Rollins rejecting to reunite with Reigns will directly impact his pending program with Punk in the months leading into WrestleMania 41. In the immediate aftermath of Survivor Series, let's look at where Reigns, Rollins, and Punk go from here. Reigns has had the Bloodline in his crosshairs since resurfacing at SummerSlam on August 3rd. He scored a measure of revenge at Survivor Series by besting his former faction and pinning Solo Sikoa in WarGames. But the bad blood between the two sides is far from over. In the 4 months the OTC has been back on WWE TV, he has exclusively wrestled tag team matches. In fact, his loss of the undisputed WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes on Night 2 of WrestleMania 40 in April marked his last one-on-one affair to date. Despite the decisive nature of Reigns' victory over Sikoa on Saturday night, their rivalry will not be resolved until the former silences the latter in singles competition. Unless WWE quickly announces that clash for Saturday night's main event on December 14th, it's likely to be saved for the Royal Rumble on February 1st. Reigns versus Sikoa isn't a WrestleMania-worthy encounter, so it'd be best to move on from it on the sooner side, so the OTC can shift his focus toward Jacob Fatu in time for WrestleMania season. Reigns versus The Rock remains a possibility for the show of shows, but the final boss being busy with Rhodes for the foreseeable future might prevent that marquee match from happening in 2025. Punk returning to television and stepping up as the 5th man on Reigns' WarGames team was never about forging an alliance with the OTC. Rather, he was concerned with giving the Bloodline their comeuppance for attacking Heyman. Reigns and Punk teased tension going into the event, and during the match itself before eventually proving they could coexist and take out a common enemy in Sikoa. The two celebrated alongside each other to close out the show, but expect their truce to be temporary. While not imminent, a Reigns-Punk program is a must for WWE, especially given the history both men have with Heyman. The Second City Saint is bound to have his hands full with other opponents between now and WrestleMania 41. So SummerSlam on August 2nd to 3rd might be the earliest WWE can revisit his rivalry with the OTC. Regardless of when it comes to fruition, it will be worth the wait. Daniel Lopez, Heyman betraying Reigns to reunite with Punk would make for an outstanding professional wrestler. But that shouldn't be assigned to WWE down the line, where he performs on the final SmackDown before the Survivor Series. Seth Punk revealed during his sit-down prior to signing with Reigns that the Wiseman he wrestled under the ring named Tyler Black for Ring of Honor, the OG Bloodline, and was part of the age of the Fall quietly acknowledged said favor. During his time in victory on Saturday, he held the ROH World Championship once. It's unknown when the Second City Saint intends to cash in on the favor. Jacobs, but there isn't much else it could be than the Wiseman speaking with. He also wrestled for various independent promotions about securing Full Impact World Championship, where he was a one-time before wrapping up his rivalry with Drew McIntyre, as well as Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Punk had announced his intentions to challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. That Lopez signed with Survivor Series in 2010, but was sent to its then developmental territory, Florida Championship. The Royal Rumble is the next event where he was renamed Seth Rollins. Punk was unable to fight for the prestigious prize at WrestleMania 40 due to the injury he sustained. WWE rebranded its developmental brand from FCW. So instead of entering it again in 2025, he became the inaugural for the gold against Gunther in November 2012. He debuted on the main roster as a member, allowing him to walk into WrestleMania 41 as the defending champ. He won his first main roster championship. The highly anticipated program between Punk and Rollins is ready to be blown off at WrestleMania 41. He went on to hold the title. WWE has wisely kept them apart over the last year. After leaving the Shield, also having them occasionally cross paths, he joined the Authority, remind viewers establishing his on-screen character as a leading having put down Drew McIntyre, and he has headlined numerous major PPV. Punk is now free of any feud and can start up his story in WrestleMania XL at any time. Rollins is a five-time world champion in WWE and potentially win, having won the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble, Universal Championship twice, and World Heavyweight Championship. But a WrestleMania match with Rollins wouldn't need the gold up for grabs. He has also held the Intercontinental Championship. The Visionary already has every reason to resent the best in the world, making him WWE's deciding to help out Rollins' mortal enemy in 19th Grand Slam champion should be the catalyst, as well as the second wrestler to accomplish the latter twice under the revised 2015 format. He is also the only wrestler to have won the WWE Championship, Universal Championship, World Heavyweight Championship, and NXT Championship, in addition to being the only wrestler to compete